Greetings, this is Larry Green, and welcome to We've Got Books. We're coming to you from Dallas, Texas, where the drawl is strong, the state huge, and a church sits on every corner. Today, I will be your host, along with my dear wife and famous author, Ann Green. We're brimming with books, ideas, and plenty of fun. We've Got Books will be informative and enlightening. We'll definitely have a genre for you: historical and contemporary, romance, romantic comedy, suspense, women's fiction, westerns, and side-splitting humor. It is our great pleasure to feature guest authors and their books. You'll have the opportunity to get to know real authors, why we write, what prompted us to start writing, and how we create memorable characters. And now my wife Ann is all set to interview famous author Ellen Fannon. I know you will love her comic, cozy mystery, Dogged by Murder. So grab your Coca-Cola, cup of coffee or tea, and sit back and enjoy this riotous ride into the literary world.
Thank you, Larry. So, tell us about yourself, Ellen.
Thank you so much, Larry and Ann. It is such an honor to be here with you today. Well, I am a retired veterinarian. I practiced for 42 years. I have been married to my husband, Doug, a retired Air Force fighter pilot turned pastor, for 34 years, and we have two adopted sons, aged 31 and 20. My husband and I did foster parenting for 10 years, and we adopted our first foster child, the 20-year-old. We also served as missionaries in Indonesia for 2 years. And in addition to writing, my passions include music. I have been a church pianist organist for 41 years, and we also enjoy camping.
Fantastic. With all those heroic endeavors, I wonder that you have time to write. Foster parenting, missionary work, music, and camping. I'm impressed. So, how long have you been writing?
Well, I am definitely enjoying a full and blessed life. I guess you could say I've been writing since the age of 3, although I didn't actually know how to write words. So I drew pictures and made up the stories and told the stories aloud to myself as I went along. I wrote stories all throughout school, and in high school, I was the editor of my yearbook as well as the literary magazine. And then life got in the way, so I've seriously only been writing for about 10 years now.
Oh, you realized from a young age you wanted to be a writer. Congratulations. And what sort of Christian fiction do you write?
Yes, I suppose my early experiences prepared me to be an author or else to be able to meet deadlines. My first 3 novels are light humor. My 4th novel is a drama. My next 5 novels are inspirational romance. And my last 2 are cozy mysteries. So I guess I haven't quite decided what I want to write when I grow up.
Great. Still growing and learning. A good thing for all of us. By my count, that means you've written 11 books. Am I close?
Yes, that's right. 11 novels. And each one was a joy and a work of love.
I'm curious. Is writing fun for you?
Oh, absolutely. Writing fiction allows me to use my imagination as well as my quirky sense of humor. I won't pretend it's not also a lot of work, but I can enjoy myself every time I sit at my computer.
All that, and you're still serving the Lord as well. So, which one of your books are we discussing today?
Today, I'm excited to discuss my first cozy mystery, Dogged by Murder.
That sounds interesting. Tell us a little bit about Dogged by Murder.
I would love to, thank you. Dogged by Murder is about a compassionate veterinarian helping out at a dog show who becomes unwillingly drawn into a murder investigation after a much disliked dog breeder is found dead.
Do you have a favorite character?
Well, yes, it's probably no surprise that my favorite character is veterinarian Amy Dixon, because there is a lot of me in her.
For instance?
Well, aside from the fact that we're both veterinarians, like Amy, I have sometimes gotten myself into trouble when I was only trying to help. And Amy and I are both softies when it comes to animals, and we're both strongly committed to doing the right thing, even when it's hard.
Sounds like a funny character, all right. Did you need to do any research for Dogged by Murder?
Yes, among other things, I had to research how much of a drug could kill a person and if the drug would dissolve in coffee. I hope my internet research never becomes confiscated by law enforcement.
Yes, they might think you have some evil intent in mind. I'd love for you to read the back cover copy of your book.
Thank you, I would love to. Veterinarian Amy Dixon thought she was just helping out at the county dog show. Instead, she ends up in a dog-eat-dog world of rival breeders, pampered pooches, and one very dead Chihuahua breeder. All Amy wanted was a quiet day filling in for a sick colleague. What she got was a snarling confrontation with Mildred Blankenship, the queen of the Chihuahua circuit, followed by a front row seat to a growing list of people who'd be just fine if Mildred took her last lap around the show ring. Then Mildred drops dead, and it turns out someone wasn't bluffing. With Amy suddenly in the doghouse as a murder suspect, she teams up with charming snack stand guy Nick Wyman to sniff out the real killer. But as they dig into the tangled leashes of show dog drama, they realize this mystery has more twists than a poodle's perm. Will Amy and Nick find the culprit before someone else gets collared? Or are they about to be the next ones put down?
Well, that back cover copy sure has me hooked. Would you mind reading an excerpt of Dogged by Murder?
I would be delighted, thank you. Chapter 1. Where is Dr. Collins? The plump, well-endowed older woman glared at me from behind spectacles perched on the bridge of her patrician nose. Nestled in her ample bosom, a tiny apple-head chihuahua peeked out, its bulging eyes wide with terror. Why was it always the biggest owners who had the smallest dogs? Dr. Collins is in the emergency room with a kidney stone, I said. I'm filling in for him. I'm Dr. Amy Dixon. I extended my hand. She looked at it as if I'd insulted her dog's pedigree. In the emergency room, she shrieked. Well, as much as her booming voice could shriek. That's unacceptable. Not quite sure I'd heard her correctly, I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Young lady, that's unacceptable. I must see him at once. Evangelina Rose has an emergency." Who is Evangelina Rose? The woman's lips thinned to nothing before her eyes bugged out, mirroring her dog's. Evangelina Rose is my dog, she said icily. My champion show dog, as Dr. Collins well knows. I glanced at the quivering creature burrowing deeper into her owner's cleavage. Perhaps if you tell me what's wrong, I can help. The woman's nostrils flared. Absolutely not. Evangelina Rose only sees Dr. Collins. As I've already explained, Miss Blankenship, Mrs. Mildred Blankenship, and I insist you call Dr. Collins immediately. I blinked. I'm not sure you understand, Mrs. Blankenship. Dr. Collins is in the... Yes, I heard you. She waved a dismissive hand. Just tell him Evangelina Rose needs him, and he'll come. He can take some Tylenol or morphine or something. We had a stare down. I looked away first. I'm afraid I can't do that. If looks could kill, I'd be a corpse. Now you listen to me, Missy. She punctuated each word with a sharp jab of her index finger, barely missing my chest. Evangelina Rose tremored so violently that it looked as though her owner was doing the shimmy. You will call him this minute, or I'll report you to the Veterinary Medical Board, if you're even a real veterinarian. Her face flushed a dangerous shade of red. For a moment, I worried she'd have a stroke and end up in the emergency room with Dr. Collins. But at least then she'd get to see him, though probably without Evangelina Rose. Enough was enough. Although I'd only been in practice for a few years, I'd seen my fair share of bullies, and I wasn't about to be steamrolled by Mildred Blankenship. No, I said calmly. Her jaw clenched so tightly, I thought she might crack a molar. A blood vessel in her temple pulsed, and I feared it would rupture and spray me with her venomous blood. She sucked in a sharp breath, forcing Evangelina Rose further into the recess of her bosom. We'll just see about this. I'm going to Mr. Wigglesworth, the show organizer, and have you fired. Then I'll report you for malpractice. She spun on her heel and stomped away across the concrete floor, her footfall sending the group of Jack Russell Terriers parading around the ring opposite the veterinary first aid station into a frenzy. But, to be fair, it didn't take much to send Jack Russells into a frenzy. What was that all about? I turned to see a gorgeous young man in a red apron standing at my elbow. He had warm brown eyes and a crooked grin, which made my heart do a flip-flop. I shrugged. Apparently I'm not Dr. Collins. He chuckled. Yeah, I can see that. You're a lot better looking than he is. My face warmed. Not to Mrs. Blankenship, I'm not. He snorted. Don't let her get to you. Everyone around here calls her Mrs. Battleship. A giggle escaped my lips. I guess that about sums her up. Though I've never seen Mr. Battleship. Either he's a figment of her imagination or she sank him a long time ago. His eyes glinted with mischief. Sticking out his hand, he said, I'm Nick Wyman. I shook it. It's nice to meet you, Nick Wyman. I'm Amy Dixon. Firm, masculine grip. I hung on just a fraction too long as I gazed into his exquisite eyes. So I take it you've worked a lot of dog shows? My family has the concessions contract. I've been around the dog show circuit since I was in kindergarten. He flashed a grin. Straight, white teeth, the kind that probably didn't come cheap. I'm just filling in today since I'm off work. In real life, I'm an insurance adjuster at Crosby & Kessler. I briefly questioned the wisdom of placing the medical station next to the snack bar, but I wasn't in charge of the Claymore County Dog Show. I was only here because of the frantic phone call from Dr. Collins' wife early this morning. Insurance adjuster and hot dog vendor, I'm impressed. Yeah, I make a mean bag of popcorn, too. He looked over my shoulder and uttered, Uh-oh. What? I twisted around to see Mildred Battleship, or Blankenship, gesticulating wildly to a small, skinny, bald man wearing an official blue vest. Evangelina Rose had disappeared altogether. The man glanced my way and frowned. The old battle axe is reaming out Mr. Wigglesworth, the show organizer. You'll notice, by the way he's standing, that he has no spine.
I love that last line. What is Dog by Murder's takeaway?
Well, I think that even within the humor of a cozy mystery, doing what's right, even when it's uncomfortable, can uncover truth and bring justice.
Interesting. What is Dogged by Murder's theme?
Well, you've heard the old saying, no good deed goes unpunished. That adage rings so true for Amy, who is only trying to do a favor for a colleague and ends up getting herself into trouble she never imagined.
Okay. Is there a movie or a TV show reminiscent of your book?
Well, I would say the Hallmark movies and mysteries are similar in that a layperson accidentally gets mixed up in a murder and ultimately solves it.
Good to know. Everyone likes Hallmark movies. So, Ellen, do you have anything else you'd like to share with our listeners? Do you have a newsletter, a web page?
Yes, you can find my webpage at ellenfannonauthor.com. That's ELLEN, F as in Frank, ANNONAUTHOR, one word.
Thank you, Ellen and Ann. This has been an educational as well as an exciting discussion. But once more, the time has sped by, so we must say goodbye from deep in the heart of Texas. We hope you've enjoyed your time with us as much as we enjoyed having you. Join us next time when we interview our own author, my dear wife, Anne Green, and her Scottish historical suspense, Masquerade Marriage. Listeners, we're so glad you've joined us. Be sure to listen to other podcasts we've listed on We've Got Books. All our podcasts are short, fun, and introduce you to other authors and books. You can find all the books we mention on Amazon. Look up the author's name and the book he or she discussed. Ann and I are saying goodbye for now, and read a good book for education, for a boost in your day, or just for pure fun. We hope you'll choose a book you learned about right here on We've Got Books. See you next time. Keep reading.